Some nuts, the nut on the other side was loose. However, that won't cause any leak because the shape of this or the design of this bladder, it has o-ring that would keep it from leaking. I had to remove both swing cylinders to be able to swing them to the other side so I could pull that other rod out. They have pin hold them in place with bolt over here and on the other side. I have to use this rod to beat those pins out. They both were seized, but I got both of them out. I'm gonna take these pins with me and polish them at the house on the lathe. Another trick I want to share with you: put the block of wood right under the nut. It seems it gives it better leverage and the nut will stay straight. It doesn't try to come sideways or coming off. I have the second side completely busted and ready for the new stuff. Another tip, I have some rust over here. I did clean it with sandpaper and I'm using one of these to go on the drill. They sell them at Home Depot and Harbor Freight and everywhere. They made in China, they cheap. They will fit here. Before I did anything, I put a bunch of rags inside the cylinder or the bore, so when I pull them out, they will remove all the debris and all that. I will clean it and blow it with air, but this is just an extra measure. After I sanded it and wire brush it, then I'm gonna use this. Now it feels very smooth. This surface also need to be clean and the nut need to be clean, so when you back it with the grease, it will minimize the amount of moisture or water that may get through. When they design this, they should use some type of washer or o-ring to go here to prevent water to get in between the bore and the gland. This metal ring, they made of cast iron. They have them at the oil seal and o-ring place, so don't panic if you break them while you extract them. They're readily available. They just have to take a measurement for the inside of the piston, and then they need the bore size. In this case, they're 100mm bore, so the way they go in is very simple and easy. You just start them like this, and then that's it. When you're ready to install the rod and the piston back in the bore or the cylinder, you have to use tie wrap to clamp it in until it starts. Then you cut your tie wrap, or you could use a car engine piston tool, the one that will squeeze the ring so the piston will go inside the cylinder. You could use the same tool for this one. After we install the cast iron ring, then the guide ring will go in. Like I said before, the purpose for this is just so the piston doesn't drag the bore. Next thing, we put this rubber seal. I already have the oil heated up. I'm gonna drive these in it for a few minutes. After I install this rubber ring, I'll put one of these plastic ring. The Teflon ring, they've been in the hot oil for probably 2 minutes. They will handle up to 350 degrees. So make sure your oil is not as hot as probably 300 degrees. Don't squeeze your plier too much on it so you don't damage it. And it will go just like this. And then this will go on top of it. These, the cuts, they need to be about 180 degrees from each other. And this one ready to be installed. It's very important to clean the thread on the nut and on the gland and make sure it's very smooth operation, because really the only thing holding this in place from spinning is this O-ring. And I have a situation when I try to extract one of the stabilizer gland and start spinning. So I kept tied it in and lose it, tied it in and lose it, and kept spraying WD-40 until the nut came off. However, if you have one stubborn, you may try to use a rag between the rod, and if your wiper destroyed, like in my situation, you could shove screwdriver and try to wedge it there. However, if it's very stubborn and the nut is already seized on the gland, you may have to drill some holes and use one of the wrenches that go like this to hold the gland in place. However, I was lucky and they all came off easy, but I made sure to clean them, wire brush them, and made sure everything good. Make sure when you assemble this, you use waterproof or marine grade grease or anti-seize to prevent water, because some anti-seize and some grease, they're not waterproof, they will mix with water. They have detergents, etc. Make sure you use marine grade grease or anti-seize to seal this area. It's not a good idea to use silicone, because it's going to give you a hard time to extract it in the future. And also the silicone with heat and cold, it will crack and it will allow moisture to build up. So best choice is to use marine grade grease or anti-seize grease. I inserted the nut first, then the ring, and then the installation O-ring or extraction O-ring. I think it's a proper name for it. I packed the gland with the grease. And then I'm gonna clean this excessive grease, dry it real good. I want all the surface to be completely dry, no oil on them or whatever, so when I tie them, they will stay tied. If oil tries to go in between them, it will act as wedge and it will prevent the piston from get loose. So it's a very good idea to make sure everything clean. Now you could leave the thread little bit wet, it's fine. Have some mineral spirit or diesel on the thread. It will help make it tight better. Make sure you support the socket. In this area I found out you don't lose energy and you get the best result. It will support it better than you try to support it right here. Also, I'm just using 4-foot piece of pipe and I'm gonna apply force at the end. I'm using my body weight and I think that's plenty enough. Also, before you tied it, make sure you put the gland in the right order. You put the extraction ring or installation ring, that's what they call it in the paperwork, and it needs to go like this, the thin side toward the gland. and then make sure everything else is clean and install in right order, and you're ready to tidy it up. All the surface is clean. I'm gonna apply some grease. Now guys, make sure you wear gloves if you can handle them. I can't. I destroy them when I put the gloves on, those latex or rubber gloves. I can't use them. I have to use my bare finger. I used to it. I've been doing this since I was little, so. But safety tip, make sure you wear gloves so you don't mess up your hands. I have the piston ready. I squeeze the cast iron ring with tie wraps, and I'm ready to push it in. Here's a block of wood. Make sure you don't hammer on the wiper. You don't have to shove it in all the way. However, I just want to show you how to insert the ring. After it passes the groove, it will go easy without too much. Like this. and the ring should go just with your fingers. And it's snapped all the way. Then you put the installation ring, leave it for the future. This is the new one. The original one, they split. They have cut in them. Let me pull the gland out, it will make it easy. This piston is in a place where I can't apply force with my hand real good, so I'm gonna try to pull it out now with the four-wheeler winch. Oh. Everything in, I packed it with waterproof or marine grade anti-seize to prevent moisture buildup. I'm also going to coat the nut. I snugged it a little bit with the wrench. I wiped the excessive grease, and after I get the machine ready and flush the oil, put the new hydraulic oil in the machine and fire it up and put some pressure. When you put the pressure, the gland will try to come out and sit on the ring, so then I could tie this better. I could swing the boom to one side and get the wrench on it and tied it up better, and then swing it the other way and tie the other cylinder. Now I'm ready to assemble the other one. Make sure the grease fitting to the outside on the rod so you could grease the pin easier. I tie wrapped the cast ring, the cast iron ring. The cylinder with the cast iron ring, it seems they're very hard to go in. I'm using the long screwdriver to push it in. Use the block of wood. Make sure we avoid the wiper. Ready to pack it with the grease and put the nut on. Again, pack it with the anti-seize. Make sure the anti-seize you use is waterproof or marine grade. I will torque it later once I have the machine running. I will swing it one way so I could reach this one easier. If it swings this way, you could use the wrench to tighten it up.